What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Drew IQ. Welcome to another episode of Winners Win. Today, we're going to be talking about the Discover It credit card, specifically the cashback credit card. I'm going to be going over, everything you need to know regarding this credit card. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment below if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, or maybe if you have a recommendation for the next. Alright guys, so the first things first. This is going to be a beginner credit card. This is not going to be for someone, who already has 5 different credit cards. It's really for beginners only because there's going to be a lot of other credit cards out there. If you have a higher credit score, they're going to be a little better. So ideally, if you have between about a 620 to about a 670 credit score, this is going to be an ideal credit card for you. Or this is just your first credit card, right? Now, a lot of people are going to be able to get this credit card as their first credit card, even with, a really low credit score. Now, if you're like me, and you probably had a damaged credit score, like below 600, I think I had maybe like 580, I actually got turned down for this credit card, and I wasn't able to get this credit card. So if you're like me, and, they turn you down, the next step would be getting the secured Discover card, or like the other credit card that I got was the secured Capital One credit card. But essentially, a secured card, for you guys that aren't aware, is going to be a credit card where you have to put down maybe like $500 as leverage, and you get $500 in credit that you can use. And secured credit cards are going to be ideal if you cannot get anything. So if you cannot get accepted or approved for the Discover It cashback card, that's when I would start considering the secured credit card route. Alright guys, so that being said, this is going to be a beginner credit card, and one of the first things I like to look at, especially for a beginner card, is do they have an annual fee? Now, this specific credit card, the Discover It, has a $0 annual fee, meaning it is a free credit card. You will not have to pay each year just to use this credit card like you might be aware of some of these other credit cards out there, right? Now, $0 annual fee is going to be ideal, especially for a first credit card. I think everybody's first credit card should have a $0 annual fee. So yeah guys, that's the first step here. This is going to be a beginner credit card with $0 annual fee, and it's going to be ideal for anybody that doesn't have any credit card, or if you have about a score of about 620 to 670. I recommend anybody as their first credit card. This is going to be ideal. I think about pretty much everybody in the industry, especially on YouTube, if you watch a lot of other videos out there, I think we can all agree that the Discover It is the best card right now for beginners. And we're going to be getting into exactly why. So let's go ahead and talk about the next features that this Discover card actually provides. Alright, so the real reason why everybody considers the Discover It cashback card as the best beginner card is really for the cash back that you're actually going to be getting. And the reason is you can get 5% cash back. Yes, 5% cash back on specific categories that change every quarter. So there's going to be 4 quarters per year, so you're going to have 4, different categories that are going to be changed throughout the year that you can get 5% cash back. And 5%, guys, if you aren't aware, is extremely high cash back, especially for a beginner credit card. Now that 5% cash back is going to, for example, maybe your first quarter you can only spend, on gas. And maybe the next quarter you're going to have something where you can spend, 5% cash back at restaurants, right? And then next quarter you can spend 5% at CVS and Walgreens. So in my experience, these are never the same. Every year they change out these categories, right? I'm going to go ahead and, put a little screenshot so y'all can see the current categories that they're offering right now. But yeah, the big deal is that you can get 5% cash back with your first credit card, and that is huge, guys. And not only are you going to be getting that 5% cash back on those rotating categories that they rotate per quarter, you're going to be getting unlimited cash back match. Now, what does that mean? The first year that you use your Discover It cashback card, Discover will literally match all the cash back that you make. Now, This being said, right, there is a limit on the 5% cash back. You can only spend $1,500 per quarter. So $1,500 per quarter is going to be about, $75 that you're going to make in cash back. So if you match, that $75 that you make, Discover is going to give you another $75. So for example, if we get, $500 cash back at the end of the year, Discover is going to match that $500 and give you $500. So that first year that you're using this card, it's going to be crucial to try and get as much cash back as you can in those 5% categories, because they're going to, like I said, match you unlimited. So you want to try and maximize it as much as possible. And really, if you think about it, you're kind of getting 10% cash back on those rotating categories for that first year because of that cash back match. And after that, first $1,500 limit that you can get the 5%, you'll be getting a 1% cash back on all purchases after that. So maybe there's a category and you spend and you use your Discover 8 cashback card, but it's not whatever you bought. For example, like you bought something at CVS, but CVS is not part of the 5% category cash back. For this quarter, you will only be getting that 1% cash back, which is kind of low. In my opinion, the standard for all, any purchase cash back should be at least 1.5%. Ideally 2%. There's a lot of cards out there that will give you 2%. So there is going to be better cards out there when it can, when you consider not having the rotating categories and you just want that cash back for all purchases. 1% on all purchases is better than nothing, though. You're at least getting cash back, right? A lot of people, like myself, I had to get a secured card where I was getting no cash back, and I was using that secured credit card to just build my credit, right, guys? So the reason why this credit card is really the best beginner credit card is you are just not going to beat these cashback numbers. You're just not going to beat these cashback numbers, especially with that cashback match, which is unlimited for that first year. So yeah, guys, this is not going to be a credit card that you're going to use for the rest of your life, but whenever you're looking for that first credit card, that first year unlimited cashback, you're not going to beat it, guys. You're just not going to beat it right now. Like I said, though, if you already have 5 different credit cards, it's not going to be one that you want to just get just for the cashback match. You can get credit cards out there like Amex and American Express or Chase, where you can start getting points and use these points for travel and stuff like that. So there's a lot of other reasons why you might not want to get the Discover credit card. Like I said, this is specifically for beginners. Beginner credit card. This is the best beginner credit card. And that's really why, guys, like I said, you're not going to be able to beat this cash back. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the $0 fraud liability. And what this means is, if for some reason you see a charge on your credit card that you didn't authorize, Discover will cover it for you and they will give you that money back, which in my opinion is crucial for almost any credit card to have, because that fraud liability is really the benefit of having a credit card versus a debit card. So we do have the fraud liability, which is really important if you're like me and you really appreciate that fraud liability, because that happens to me all the time. For whatever reason, I'll see a charge and I have to dispute the charge and they give me my money back, and I love Discover's service. They're really respondent. Their app is a much better UI and design, unlike a lot of these other credit card applications out there. Alright, guys, and the thing that I wanted to save for last is the Discover's 24/7 customer support. They have the best customer service right now. You can literally call them, get someone on the phone, talk to them, and they'll answer all your questions for you. And if you're like me that work in the tech customer service space, you really appreciate that, getting someone on the phone call pretty quickly, because most places, a lot of credit cards don't even have customer service, or they say they do, but you can never get them on the phone or get a hold of them, right? So yes, they do have that 24/7 customer service that is really important for a lot of people out there. Alright, so one thing I also wanted to mention was that now the Discover It credit card, the one I'm specifically talking about, is the cash back version, but Discover It also has a bunch of different credit cards. They have the student one, they have a travel card, they have a lot of other cards that I'm not going to specifically go into today, but the one I did want to mention was the student Discover It card. Now my sister, she was a student, she was going to school. She applied for the Discover It student card. She got approved. And something that's really neat with at least the student card is if you get good grades, you can actually, report to Discover your grades, and they will literally pay you money for your good grades. I know my sister got like $25 just off one of her semester's grades. So yeah, it was actually really amazing, and I wanted to just kind of add that little tidbit, guys. So yes, they do have a lot of other cards out there, but yes, this is going to be the best credit card for beginners or students, and it's going to be ideally for people that don't have any credit cards right now. This is going to be their first credit card, and ideally if you have about a 620 to 670 credit score. Overall, this is a 5 out of 5 credit card. If I had to give it, my personal rating, it's going to be 5 out of 5. You really just can't beat it for what this card is, and that's going to be a beginner credit card with the highest cash back out there that you can possibly get, especially, like I said, with that cash back match on the first year. Unlimited, so it's real crucial that first year. After that, now, like for example, nowadays, guys, I don't really use my Discover It. I just use the 5% cash back categories every now and then. But I mainly use maybe my Amex card and a lot of my other cards now that just give me more cash back on all other purchases, right? You can get the PayPal card that gives you 2% on all purchases. You can get the double cash back. Citibank card. There's a lot of them out there that give you that 2% on all purchases. So like I said, the Discover, if it's not really going to fit those quarterly categories, it's not the best because you're only going to get that 1% cash back. But besides that, guys, it's got the fraud liability. It's got, great cash back, great customer service. And with that said, guys, it's going to be my #1 credit card for beginners. Anyone in my family, if you talk to anyone in my family, I've recommended this card to a lot of my family members, and they all love it. They have never complained about this card. So yeah, guys, I highly recommend it. If you'll have any, questions, concerns, please leave them below. I do read all those comments, and I will get back to you as fast as I can. If you have this card, what is your experience? Please let us know. If there's any other credit cards you guys want me to review. Maybe there's another credit card that I haven't talked about that you are wondering if you should get or not. Please let me know, and I will do a review on that credit card. But anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and like I said, leave a comment below. I'm getting out of here, though. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.